Yo, what is up guys? My name is Illusive and today we're going to be talking about housing. So in ArcheAge there is a housing system and it isn't like most MMOs where what I've heard is kind of instanced, where this is open world housing. So basically what this means is that there are housing areas in the game, which I will show you here in a second, and you get to place down your housing and they have area where you can farm and such, and you can also place your farms there, which I'm going to show you all that in today's video. This is mostly for the people who have no idea what housing is or just needs a refresher after coming back. I haven't played in a while. But basically, to get started, you're going to need Gilda Stars. Gilda Stars you're going to need to have to get the plan, as well as you're going to need the materials to build the house. Now, I don't have the materials to build the house due to the fact that this is PTS, and they still haven't given us Fluffy, which I don't know if they're going to do for the materials, but I am not going out and farming all that, so I'm just going to show you how it is. And what you can do. Like, I'm gonna place it for you guys. I'm not gonna be able to build it, but I'll place it and show you guys. Now you'll come to Mirage Isle, which here I will leave real quick and show you. But Gilda you get from doing your main story quests. You get it from the Arc Pass for doing Arc Pass levels. You get it for doing, and Arc Pass is basically the daily contract, so you get it from technically dailies. They said that they may be changing some of those to weekly, so I'm not too sure about that. But you come to any little thing on the map. So if you see, I am in Windscar right now, but if you look, here, let me turn off. Okay, let me turn this. Does this include the Mirage? No, it does not. Okay, let me try to turn this off so you guys can see a little bit better. But if you look on here, you can see kind of. So if you see right there, it's kind of hard to see. Let me turn off everything but the Mirage Isle. So the Mirage Isle, it'll be like this, and they'll always usually be next to a house field or a house plotting zone, which you can look at whenever you go to House Province, and it will be the first one, General Provincing. And so that's where housing can be placed, as well as farms and such. But basically, you'll go to one of these portals. You'll go to Mirage Isle. This is mostly for buying a house, like a thatch farmhouse, a regular cottage, or anything like that. The farms you get from the Blue Salt Brotherhood quest line, just by leveling. Once you hit 30 in Halcyona, you'll have that. I'll probably do a video explaining more of the Blue Salt Brotherhood, but you'll get your 8x8 Scarecrow farm design, and I'll show you how to place that as well, and I can build that because it's only one lumber, but more or less you'll be doing that. And I hope okay, the PTS server is lacking, and that's why I'm just doing this. I'm probably not even gonna worth getting to 50, but the cottages, they're only 15 Gilda, and they come in some different like ways, how they look, as well as with the graphical update they're going to look different, so they're probably not going to look like this. But here, I'll just show you what the cottage looks like. It's not much. It's just a little area you can store chests. You can make a little fireplace, I believe, and teleport to your house. You can also place in furniture that you get. None of it really has a utility-wise. It's mostly just for aesthetic. As well as around the outside of the house, you will be able to place seeds and such, which I will show you how that works with the farm. The house is a little bit different. It's like a border around the house that you'll be able to plant seeds. But so once you get your plan, you can just leave Mirage Isle and go to a place where you want to build. There are multiple building locations all over the map, as well as with 6.0 we've gotten much more, or they're a bit bigger. I can't remember which one, if it's more plots or if it's bigger plots. That is a red. I hope he just leaves me alone right now, because just trying to make a video. And also, server is very laggy. As you can see, he is teleporting, and I am getting 30 ping, so I know it's not my ping. right this one. But so basically you will come to an area that has a housing province. Like right now I am in Mirage Isle, Windscour. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to right click on your plot, or not on your plot, on your plan. So right now I'm doing the scarecrow. So you can just place that down. So what will happen is that you'll see little borders come up and you'll see where you're able to place them. So the gray borders means that you can place it there. If it turns red, you cannot. And as you can see, you can't overlap other people's farms. And so let's just place this right here. I'm just going to place it right here. And then as you will see, you will need construction materials to get started. And then as well as for the houses, I'll show you here in a second, you will need to build it. As well as with the scarecrow farm, you do get your 15 tax certs as well as the 1 lumber to build it. So you can just press build and there you go. As well as and then after you place it, it'll take the 15 tax certs for the first pay, and then afterwards you spend 10 labor and 1 lumber to build it. As well as I think it's weekly, you will get a mail where you need to pay your taxes. And how to create tax certs, I will show you here, is that you will, you will go use the machine and tools for the scarecrow garden, or you can also, I believe you can use it on other people's scarecrows. So you go to here. Yes, you can. So if you go to any scarecrow farm, you can go up and then use machine and tools, and you can craft your tax certs to pay your taxes on your plot of land. This does require labor. It requires 300 labor per one and 4 copper. So it's not that expensive in terms of money, but labor, it is pretty expensive. But now I will show you how the housing or the actual houses work. Oh, did the houses get the actual? Okay, so the houses did get the graphical update. They just didn't show in Mirage Isle. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to do the same thing like the scarecrow farm, and you will place it, and it will tell you the construction stages. Now, I do not have the tax certs, which I cannot make right now. Actually, I might have enough labor to make it. Let me see. And then the stone packs. You will need 2 stone packs and then 1 lumber pack. And each pack is, of stone pack is 100 raw stone, I believe. No, it's 100 stone bricks. It's 100 stone bricks. Did not mean to go to settings. I don't know why I did that. But if you look here with stone pack, 100 stone bricks, which is 3 raw stone each. And then for a lumber pack, you will need 100 lumber, which is 3 logs each, or each lumber is 3 logs each. So that does require some. And as well as for the tax certificates, I forgot to mention, it is 5 bound tax certs per 300 labor, not 1. So we need 30 of those, I believe. I think it said 30, so that would be 10, 20. Wait, 15. That's what it is, I believe. No, my math is complete. What am I doing? 6. Wow. I don't want to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about my math right there. Just, no. We're going to ignore that. As well as you get a pretty good amount of XP for using your labor. As you can see here, I'm leveling up pretty well. So using labor to level up is actually a pretty good way. I wouldn't say in Unchained the very start to do that, considering it is pretty expensive labor wise, and labor is going to be very, very, very important at the beginning. But if you're someone who's not really going to be doing farming and such, pretty good way to level up if you want to do that. Well, let's go ahead here, and we got the tax certs, and we place it. Now we got our mail. But as well, now you'll see you'll need to spend 25 labor and 1 stone pack to complete this. Now, I don't have the gold to buy the resources because people are obviously selling them for ridiculous prices on PTS. So I will not be able to complete this to show you guys, but as you saw in Mirage Isle, it's just a little cottage, and what you'll be able to do is around the border is place seeds. Now, I believe there is a seed merchant here. Yes, there is, so I'll show you how to place seeds on the actual farmland. So let's just grab some rice seeds because they're cheap. And let's head over here. So what you can do is you just go over here and you will be able to place it. So you just want to fill up a farm with rice seeds. You will be able to place it like this. All you got to do is right click it, and then you can hover it over in your wherever you want it with your mouse in your farmland, and you can place it. As well as something in the settings, I believe it is under functionality. Yes, auto align plants and livestock, as well as auto align for furnitures. And basically what that means is that it will, let me grab a couple more rice seeds. But so basically that'll make it where you can just move it to the next crop and it'll kind of collide with it, and it'll have the minimum amount of space possible, or it will use the maximum amount of space possible in your farm. So if we go over here, back over here, we will be able to, so if you see right now, I'm physically like trying to pull it over on top of the rice. It won't let me, so I can plant it down. But say if I turn that off in functionality, it will go over it. So this will be more manual planning. Personally, I suggest for just the sake of not going insane, use the auto boundaries functionality. That's mostly it, guys, for the housing. There's not too much to explain. There are tons of different housing options in ArcheAge. There's like I said, there's the cottages, you have the farms, the small farms, the big farms. You have a lot of different ones, and actually before I go, I will show you some of those in Mirage Isle. But there are tons of different ones. There's mansions, there's I'm trying to think of the word. It's I cannot think of it. I honestly can't think of it. I lost my train of thought, or not my train of thought, but I just can't find the word for it. But so if you come around here, whenever you get a Mirage Isle, if you just go to the right side, this is mostly where all the housing is. So as you see, there's 2-story houses, there's 3 stories. There's also bungalows that you can place in the ocean. Or this is 2 stories, just, you know, bigger. There is also, here are the mansions right here. There's also, you know, ones with like a porch, one with like a deck. So there's plenty of different variants of housing. And then there's also the plaza that you can put. And what the plaza has is, it has a mailbox, it has a general vendor, it has a plaza specialty workbench, it has the auctioneer, so if you don't have patron, but yeah, it has all this, as well as whenever you can place this and then upgrade it for a lot more materials, and you will be able to get a Mirage portal and some other nice things in there. But you can also, there's tons of things that you can have in your house. You can have crafting stations that give you more proficiency. There's also, you know, storage chests like that. There's hell, if you want a bear rug, you can have a bear rug. You can also have the owl mailbox, so you won't have to go to the actual mailbox. Say if you're like towards your house, you won't have to go. As well as there is the kind of what is this called? The chateau. There's the chateau, and then there's also the mansion. And these are kind of just a flex item, I guess. This is basically just a flex house. It gives you no, like, it gives you no, I guess, utility for how expensive it is, except for how big it is. And it is 3,000 gilda, so it is pretty expensive. But there's other things such as the thatch farmhouse that help you farm. There's miner houses. There's the alchemist house. There's the gathering house, and there's just a bunch of things that you can get, and it is very in-depth with housing, how many different variants it is and like what's better for what. Actually, I wouldn't say it's very in-depth, but it has more depth than just simple place down a house. And there you go. In terms, or well, I guess that's technically what you do. You just place down a house, but the depth of functionality of it, should I say? That's what I mean. So I just wanted to go over something, just showing you guys how the housing works and a little bit of the farming, what you guys can do. But housing and farms, you can plant anything around them as long as it fits in its area. So other than that, guys, I really appreciate you watching. If you do enjoy the content, remember to subscribe and like the video, as well as comment if you have any questions, or join the Discord down below. I did make a Discord. It is down in the description. I am answering questions whoever comes in. If you guys have any questions of any videos I've ever made, come in and I'll try to answer it the best I can. And that's where I'll also post whenever I upload a new video. So once again, I really appreciate you guys. I think we're at 135 subscribers, which is insane over a 2-week period of me starting YouTube. So really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.